Good day. Hello, Lego Legend. Hello, WARMMMM. I don't know what 2xko means. Is that like a not boomer thing, or? Goedemorgen, Faraday. Hello. Greetings. It's a fighting game. Evo fighting tournament is live right now. Oh, okay, that makes sense. The only times I watched Evo was for Smash Brothers. Back when I was still an advent Smash Brothers player. And the hitbox on those Gerudo are very, very lenient. The hitboxes. Who else is excited for the remake? I am, for sure. Who did you main? Link, mostly. And well, in Smash 4, it was adult Link, and in Ultimate, it was young Link, and there was another one. Sometimes adult Link as well, or Breath of the Wild Link. I know, very original. A Zelda tuber who mains Link. I don't know, he just felt really nice to play for some reason. I think I already freed this guy. I think we did it on the last stream. Yeah, on the last stream. Right before the remake was announced. I haven't played Smash since Melee was hot. Well, I've played all of them. For some reason, Smash 4 is my ultimate. Not my ultimate. It's my favorite, and Ultimate is my second favorite. Even though I will agree that Melee was fantastic, but I just have really fond memories of Smash 4. First time I ever went to an actual tournament was Smash 4, so it's got a lot of nostalgic value for me. How did I handle the hot weather? I didn't. It was impossible to do anything. It was so terrible here. Because the Netherlands is a bit like Florida, where it's like really humid. So you're just incapacitated for most of that time. During the evening when the sun went down, it was manageable. So when I did do some work, I did it during the night. But writing a script with, I think it was like 37 degrees Celsius here, it's horrible. What version am I using? Ship of Arcanian. Yeah. I always use Ship of Arcanian for Ocarina of Time. Oh god! She was way closer than I thought. Ow! Remind me to use my shield. She gonna do the one hit wonder thing, or no? Last stream she almost got me. Like we did the attack almost at the same time. Sorry, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. 37 degrees Celsius. I'm sure someone has like a converter somewhere. Can look it up. I have no idea. We had floods yesterday. This week it's going to be high 90s, 100s. Trapped humidity is going to be insane. Yeah, we also had a lot of thunderstorms here, but no floods, luckily, because a flood in the Netherlands means that half the Netherlands is gone. Or underwater, I should say. Because we are well below sea level for the most part. Your Ship of Arcanian version is like 3 years old. I think this one is pretty recent because I did update it for my last video about El Puerco. Wait, didn't I get hit? Do I still have my my cheats on, like infinite hearts or something? Wait, let me check real quick, or else that's gonna be very lame. I do need a little bit of a challenge. Sometimes I put the infinite live. Oh yeah, I do. When I'm recording footage for my videos, I always put all the infinite stuff on because I don't want to grind for stuff or die in the middle of recording stuff. Like when I purposely let myself get caught by a redead. Oh, just in time. Let's see. I have no idea where to go. Oh, this is... I've already been here. I think I need to go down. Either here or on the other side. This one I just did. 9 inches of rain, jeez. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Europe is normally pretty timid when it comes to the weather. Like, we don't have those. That's why we also don't have tornadoes here. Not really, anyway. Like, the type of tornadoes that we get here are, like, Americans would laugh at that. It's not even classified as an F1. Oh, this one I still didn't. This runs pretty smooth. Is it the PC port? Yeah, yeah. I set it to 60 frames per second. The last few summers haven't been that hot. No, I do remember in 2018 all the grass, like, it wasn't not necessarily like extremely hot, but it was just dry for a long ass period of time, like weeks and weeks and weeks without rain, like without a drop of rain. So all the the grass in Europe turned yellow. Like if you look at a satellite photo of Europe on 2018, the summer of 2018, like right before the summer and during the summer, it's like green, and then just the whole thing looks like the Sahara Desert from above. Oh man. Do you know, as a kid, I used to want tornadoes here because I saw movies like Twister and it looked really awesome, and I wanted to be a tornado hunter as well. But I lived in the Netherlands where there are no real tornadoes. But knowing now how bad tornadoes are and how dangerous they are, yeah, I'm probably happy that we don't have them. But as a kid, I thought they were so interesting. I used to watch all those Storm Chaser programs on TV. There's just something so imposing. Like, I'm not a religious man, but I totally understand why people thought that was like a living thing, or like just God being like, screw this place in particular. Because, my God. Especially those F5 tornadoes, the ones that are like a mile wide. Jeez. Where I live, they are rare. Well, that's good. Just be glad that's the case. Check out the Dead Man Walking tornadoes. What is that? Is dude, I cried so much during the Ocarina of Time review. Yeah, for sure it was. I thought the rumors were gonna be fake. I believe even during the stream I said something like, how did people even know this? Or how did people guess this? Like, but yeah, the fact that it's actually real, that it's actually happening, is amazing. Didn't we all want dangerous things as a kid? Yeah, true. Oh, I already got all of them. I need to see gameplay before I get excited about this remake. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But the fact that they're actually doing it is pretty damn cool, though. And I'm sure, knowing Nintendo about how protective they are of the Zelda IP and their IPs in general, I'm sure it's gonna be fine. What I definitely don't understand is all the discourse that is already going around. Oh, hold on, I lost my sound. Gotta turn the lights on here for one moment. There we go. Oh. It's getting dark here. Sun's going down. But yeah, some of the discourse that's been going around, I don't get it. It's way too early to start worrying about stuff like graphics or the fact that Link has a Triforce on his hand and all that stuff. Like it's way too early to start worrying about stuff like that. It reminds me of the fan-made Majora's Mask video by Teopani. Isn't he the musician guy? I didn't know he also made videos. Or do you mean the one that the creators from Kenna made? The Terrible Fate one. Those small tornadoes you mentioned, we call them dust devils here. They're common on the east side of the state, Washington, but not in the west. There's a mountain range. Oh yeah, okay. Gotcha. I think we've had like 1 or 2 serious tornadoes in the Netherlands since I've been alive. And it was never in my area. And when I say serious, I'm still talking like barely F1. Also, the houses here are almost all brick, so I'm sure they would be able to withstand an F1 tornado. He is, yeah, his music was in Terrible Fate. He was part of the team. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, his music is awesome. His rendition of the final... Wow, this is way less... I can barely see the next pole. I think as a kid I used to use the Song of Storms here. If you play the Song of Storms, every time there's lightning, you can see the next pole way, way better. You don't have to, but... Actually, I can try. See how it... If it actually still works. I remember doing it that way as a kid. Now I have to see how I play it. Okay. I keep changing my button mapping to record. I think, yeah, like you can see the next pole way easier now when the lightning hits. Maybe as a kid I was playing on a really crappy TV and I just couldn't see the next pole or something. I'm sure I didn't invent that trick. Here we go. Make sure I don't get lost here, and then I'll get back to reading chat. Hey Don, have you ever been interested in Xenoblade? I'm 100% interested in Xenoblade. I've played all 3 of them. Sorry, all 3.5. I didn't play X, since that's not a numbered sequel, but I didn't much care for X. Maybe because I didn't play it, or barely played it. But yeah, the first one, the second one, 3, and Future Redeemed. Played them all. Love it. I'm not the biggest fan of the combat or the gameplay in general. I just love the story so much that I'm willing to deal with it. I'm not really an RPG guy. At least, I don't know. Sometimes I can handle it, but it's not my favorite type of video game. I prefer just real life or a real time combat, not real life combat. I'd rather stay away from that. What about Torna? Oh yeah, of course, yeah, Torna also, yeah, played that one too. Got to see Jin's story. Jin was my favorite character, so obviously I wanted to see more of him. That game just felt like a whole new game. In general, their DLCs are really, really good. That's one thing that Zelda can learn from. I'm looking forward to playing Ocarina of Time's remake. Yeah, me too. I do hope. Obviously, it's a bit of a tricky topic because some people are like, just be respectful of the original, don't change too much. But I can dream Ocarina of Time at this point, pretty much. So for me, it's actually beneficial if they do at least change a little bit to it. More side quests, maybe a different spin on certain dungeons or something. Bigger overworld, maybe even new characters. I'm totally fine with that. I think the part that they shouldn't touch the most is the story. The story is already pretty damn perfect. But what's the point of a remake if it's just exactly the same game again, just with better graphics, you know? That's what remasters are generally for. Because Silent Hill 2 remake, for example, was very different from the original Silent Hill 2, and I love both of the game. Like, I can actually have two versions that I can play back to back, and they're different enough where I can both enjoy them. The only mistake the Silent Hill 2 remake did was they padded out the game a little bit too much. It's like almost 2.5 times longer, which was a bit unnecessary. There is some padding there that a game like Silent Hill doesn't need that. But obviously Zelda is a different beast because it's more of a exploration adventure game. Whereas Silent Hill is very linear, like extremely linear. Oh god, what's the... Oh, that there we go. I've mapped the C down button to R because I'm always used to use the bow with R because it's like a trigger, you know. But that doesn't translate very well to playing the ocarina. Ship of Arcanian mod with some tweaks is a good time. Faster, stronger enemies for one. Well, the Ship of Arcanian version in general is just... It's just so nice that we have it, you know? Do I already have the Prelude of Light? Did I actually get that last time? Of course I did, because... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. There we go. Would you play in a VR Zelda game? I'm not a VR guy, so no, probably not. I get very nauseous from any type of VR. There's just something about your character moving through the world while your own real body is standing still that just messes with my how do you call that? Like your balancing organ or whatever it's called. Like maybe someday if they have, like, if I can afford one of those treadmills that you can actually run around and stuff, maybe then it's different, but the current state of VR I'm not really into. I even had to skip Half-Life Alyx, and I'm a huge Half-Life guy. I love Half-Life, but I just couldn't do it. I played the non-VR version. How did it go again? No. There we go. Finished Ocarina of Time for the first time after failing 25 years ago. Damn. Wanted to get it done as soon as I could before the remake, so it doesn't feel like I'm playing the same game twice in the same week. That is a good point, yeah. Because you're gonna make comparisons between the two games. If you're at all familiar with Ocarina of Time, if it's still fresh in your memory, it's unavoidable. I hope the next Zelda game has underwater traveling again. Go full on Subnautica. Well, Subnautica 2 is currently in early... Oh yeah, Subnautica 2 is in early access. I forgot about that. I don't do early access anymore because there have been too many games where I did early access and then I played it so much that by the time the real game comes out, I don't really care anymore. So I tend to skip it. You have nothing to do? What good timing! Can you go into this incredibly dangerous dungeon at 9 years old and just get some gloves for me? I always love this option. What if I am? Are you a follower of Ganondorf? So what if I am? That's totally something a 9-year-old kid would say. I'm a lone wolf thief. Good afternoon, Darth. I'd recommend waiting out Subnautica 2 if you want to go in blind. So far everything's cool, but it can always change story-wise and yeah, exactly that, yeah. Like, I don't know how long they're planning to have it in early access, but I don't know, man. I played the Forests, or the sequel to the Forest, the Sons of the Forests early access, and I got so far into the game, and you know, I basically felt like I already saw everything. So when it finally left early access, if it ever did, I think it did, I wasn't interested in playing it anymore. Don't even think about taking this treasure for yourself. Ganondorf and his minions are using the Spirit Temple as a hideout. That's one thing I want to see more of in the actual remake. They're always talking about Ganondorf and his minions. Do they just mean the monsters, or are there other Gerudo on his side? Are there like fellow thieves? Maybe Hylians who defected and you know, traitors who joined his army, like in the backstory to A Link to the Past. Maybe they can do something more with that. Let's give Ganondorf and his followers a big surprise, shall we? Obviously, we do see Twin Rova. Yeah, we hear about his men. Well, in the backstory to A Link to the Past, which is supposed to be the events from Ocarina of Time, although they did retcon quite a bit of it, they talk about how Hylian people were being corrupted and drawn into the Dark World to join his army and stuff like that. I believe it was something like that. I would just like to see a little bit more of, I guess not the political climate of Hyrule, but just how Ganondorf's actions affected its people, because you're always going to have people who will just choose the winning side, or what they think is the winning side. If you're any bit of a history buff like I am, you'll know that that's how it usually works. Ow. Die. Like King Bulblin. Yeah, like King... Yeah, that's a good example, actually. I love that character. I think I should have gone the other way first. Yeah. I can dream this game. Are you excited for the horror parts of Ocarina of Time? Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, this is gonna be tough as young Link. I also hope they do something with the combat. Make it a little bit more up to date. Like, they don't have to go full Dark Souls with it, but just a little bit more of a modern take on combat. Because obviously this was the best they could do back in the day. Like maybe a bit more Twilight Princess-esque. Maybe some hidden skills. That would be a great reward for like extra side quests and stuff. Some sort of dojo where you can learn new moves. I forgot how tough it is to kill them as a young Link, because your sword basically does no damage to them. Well, they're not tough, they just take a long time. I can just hit it, right? Oh no, you need the boomerang for that one. But yeah, the horror parts will be interesting to see what they do with that. If they're gonna tone it down or just fully commit to it. Ow! Do you think the Ocarina of Time remake will be like a reference for new 3D open world Zelda? Could be, yeah, yeah. Although the new, like the fully new Zelda game, I expect will be a little bit more of a mix between open world and not open world. A bit like Echoes of Wisdom. Oh yeah, you gotta lure them to the other side. Oh, wrong one. Oh, or yeah, Link Between Worlds is also in that same vein, where you can tackle many dungeons in different orders. I think Nintendo has to have a little bit more balls when it comes to just letting people fail on their own. Because I just finished Mina the Hollower, and you can tackle all sections of the game. You're supposed to power generators, so like there's, I believe, 4 or 5 or 6 generators. And you can just go in any direction that you want, but some of them are just way harder than other ones. But they allow you to do it if you really want to. Huh. By the way, that's a really like a big recommendation on my side. Mina the Hollower, really, really awesome. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, he's gone. Is YouTube acting up again? Yes, gamers fresh into games where you have to actually interact with the characters and world need a crash course in it. By far the biggest fear I have for the Ocarina of Time remake is them watering down the temples and dungeons. If anything, I think they're probably going to make them bigger. Though I will admit, I expect them to make the water temple a little bit easier like they did on the 3DS version. It was generally inoffensive. They didn't change too much, but there were a few times where I was like, okay, that's just, now it's not a discovery anymore. Like where they show, like explicitly show you that key under the under that block. Oh, Jesus. I shouldn't read chat while climbing a wall. Let's get rid of these guys real quick. I'm not gonna do Skulltulas, but I think my most anticipated Switch 2 games right now is Splatoon Raiders, Ocarina of Time, and Pokemon Winds and Waves. That's a good list. Oh, I need a new controller soon. TM says, I'm hoping they further develop Bottom of the Well and Ice Cavern, make those more like actual dungeons. That's a really good one, yeah. Totally agree with that. Because if you know where you're going in the Bottom of the Well, you barely have to do anything. You can just go straight to the to Dead Hand. I think they can do make it a little bit bigger. Like they don't really have to change much to the dungeons. Like the main dungeons, because they're already pretty big. Do I have bomb chews? Yeah, I do. When did I get those? Wrong button. Hey, listen. Oh, that's one thing they might tone down a little bit. Oh. There we go. Ryan says, I have remake fatigue. Come on, Nintendo, make something good and original. Well, I mean, they just did. They just made 3 rather original new Zelda games. Link's Awakening was the last remake, right? That's a while ago. And that was actually quite nice, because we had to wait for Tears of the Kingdom, so there was something in between. I don't mind remakes as much anymore as I used to. As long as it doesn't screw with the release of newer games. I don't think you can go anywhere else. You can light the torches downstairs, I think. Let's just do that real quick. Get the map early. It's been almost 8 or 9 years since Odyssey. Well, okay, for Mario it's a different story, but I mean specifically talking about Zelda. Again, like making the comparison with Silent Hill, we just had a Silent Hill 2 remake, but we also had Silent Hill F, and Townfall is releasing, I believe, this year or early next year. And they're also doing the Silent Hill 1 remake at the same time, which I'm perfectly fine with. You got 2 brand new Silent Hill games and 2 remakes. So clearly it didn't hamper the release date. of the new games. So I don't know. I don't really mind it. Like obviously, if they would have spent like the last 4 years on the remake of Ocarina of Time, and no new Zelda game came out, that would be a different story. But I mean, the remake is launching this year, so they say. So I guess 2 years from then, we'll probably see a brand new Zelda game. Plus, remakes are not always for everyone in general. Like, like remakes are often made for people who didn't play the original and probably will never bother to play the original because it's archaic or whatever. They want to just capture a new audience. So even if the Ocarina of Time remake is almost exactly the same game, but with better graphics, I would be disappointed, but I mean, that just means that the game wasn't made for me as much as it is for new players. Oh god. Why are new audiences like this? Yeah, well, I do have to be honest. I don't know how I would view Ocarina of Time if I didn't grow up with it. Like the 2D Zelda games like A Link to the Past, they obviously aged way better in terms of appeal. I mean, there's still games being released right now in that same art style, so it's hard to say. Oh, I got a new hold on, let me scroll back just a second. Neo, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciated. And Joe Kelly, thank you so much. Remake is a test of the old formula for new players. Filling a gap of one Zelda game per year and telling the classic story to new audiences for the movie. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course we also have the movie. Totally forgot about that. I trust they're gonna put tons of stuff in there for the old fans too, just based on how much they're hyping it up. Oh yeah. I do suspect that they will. TM says, I feel like I would have respected Ocarina of Time 64 GameCube if I didn't grow up with it. I played it on GameCube first. Oh, that's still a pretty long time ago. And yeah, the controls are clunky, that's definitely true. Not everything about it is clunky, obviously. There's way worse examples, like, I don't know, Castlevania 64. Uh-oh. Better than get an excuse me princess Easter egg, yeah. Well, that's more of a Zelda 1 or 2 kind of thing, right? See, this is one part of the combat system that they can definitely fix. Just give this guy more moves, you know? Like, this is just... Like, why does he not learn from his mistake? Mix it up, bro. This guy hits super hard, right? Yeah. Yeah, he does like 4 hearts of damage or something. Tons of damage. But you... Maybe on your first playthrough you might get hit by it because you're not expecting it. Because you cannot shield it. So you might pull out the shield and think you're gonna block it and you get hit. And then you realize how much damage he does. But once you know what he can do, which is like 2 moves, which are almost identical, then, you know... Like, what's even the point of him having like a horizontal slice and a vertical slice? Because it doesn't affect anything. You do the exact same thing. You backflip, you wait, and then you just jump attack or whatever. Like, you have to actually try to get hit by this guy. Oh. I fell for the old trick. Do you want to hear what I said again? No! I think in the remake both options should always be just yes. Like, he will just keep telling you the story over and over again. JP Brooks says, I'm at the... Oh, the chat is escaping me. I'm at the very end of the Master Quest playthrough on my GameCube. Oh, that's also cool. Yeah, the Master Quest was a great little thing to hold you over. Especially because it came out right before Wind Waker, and Wind Waker's wait was excruciatingly long, at least from my perspective as a kid. The fact that the pig on Outset Island does as much damage as an Iron Knuckle. Oh, is that true? The big one? You mean the big one, I assume, right? Not the small ones. In Ocarina of Time, it's somewhat ambiguous if they're Gerudo women, except in Nabooru. But in Majora you can free cam into them. Oh, you mean the Iron Knuckle? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, obviously in Ocarina of Time they just reused the asset. The big pig does 4 hearts of damage. Damn. Why don't we send that guy to fight Ganon? Just throw the pig into Ganon's quarters and just let them duke it out. Down goes Nabooru. She dead. Is she dead, yo? Are the sages dead? Who knows? Whoop. Alright, I could have just played the ocarina right away. Didn't need to jump down, but... she's in a better place. Inside of a suit of armor. At least until we put her out of her misery. I think the pig does more damage than Ganondorf too. Well, that's what I mean. Why not send that guy to deal with Ganon? Oh yeah, Ganondorf is also a pig, so maybe they'll become friends, and then Hyrule is truly screwed. Geo says, I never realized, but Ganon's final, Ganon's final boss fight on the N64, things were so much darker than in the 3DS version. Yeah, that's one part of the 3DS version that they really screwed up. The atmosphere of the original was so great. The fact that you can only see his eyes, and like when lightning strikes, you get like a very like short glimmer of like what he actually looks like. It's great. Oh yeah, the chickens. They could save Hyrule. All right. This all went a lot smoother than I expected, to be honest. I thought I was going to be stuck on the carpenters way longer. What if the pig is Ganon? Ooh, the plot thickens. He's been watching you ever since you were a kid. Should have thrown it a little bit further. I ain't got no key. Oh yeah. Ceiling switch. I guess we choose this door. Oh no, whatever shall I do? Why do they give this guy to Adult Link but a Stalfos to... I think there is a Stalfos down here if you fall here. But yeah, young Link has to deal with a Stalfos. We get a Wolfos. Yeah. Nope. What is... Where's the up button? Oh, it's this one. There we go. It's D-pad up. I gotta get myself an N64 controller. Like a USB controller. Also, I'm curious how they're gonna fix this. The menu swapping of items, if they have a new way to do that. Like maybe they'll do a Breath of the Wild thing with the D-pad. That would be pretty cool. So you can actually swap items real time. That poor white Wolfos that dies in one hit. Oh, you mean the one from the ice cavern? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think there's a Stalfos down here, right? Oh, I guess not. I remembered wrong. Da compass. Do these boulders have like a mind of their own, or are they magic? Because they shouldn't be... They shouldn't keep rolling like this. It's not possible. Oh god, you need the hover boots. Yeah. I don't think you need the hover boots, but it's by far the easiest way to do it. Oh, I guess not. Defying the laws of physics, yeah. Newton's law of motion. An object will stay in motion until a force acts upon it. I think that's what it was. Let's get rid of these iron boots. Ow. Is there a thing behind that, or is that just a Skulltula? I guess it's just a Skulltula. Then I'm not gonna play the ocarina. I refuse. You ain't getting my shield. What game and which console is this? Ocarina of Time, and this happens to be the PC version. Those rocks are defying the laws of physics, even with the slight incline. They would stop after a while. Yeah, exactly. They're magic or sentient. Maybe they're Gorons who've been transformed into boulders, forced to do Ganon's bidding. I wonder what these guys are gonna look like in the... Because they're kind of gross. Imagine in, like, with realistic graphics. And the same gross sound effects. Uh-oh. Ah. I want it to be fancy. But I don't have the magic meter yet. I just realized. Wait, how do I not have a magic meter? Or did I just forget to turn it on in the HUD? Oh yeah, of course I do have a magic meter because I'm using the... I guess I hit it. For the recording, I forgot to turn it back on. Oh well. I don't need to see how much magic I have. That's the wrong one. Uh-oh. I gotta get out of here. Oh. Give me your money. I don't know why floor masters aren't more famous. I'd argue they're scarier than readads. They are pretty darn scary, especially the first time you encounter one and you don't know what they're gonna do yet. Obviously, they were into 2D Zeldas a lot. Like, there are certain enemies that have been mostly kept to the 2D games. Oh yeah, I gotta go that way. Like certain bosses, certain enemies are like the Pole's voice. Why haven't we ever seen a Pole's voice in 3D? Floor Master scared me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's two versions of it. Oh, there's a thingy there. I hate having to play the ocarina with this control scheme. What was it again? There we go. I'm not doubting you. Good question. Where is my 3D Pole's voice? Why don't you watch the World Cup Dutchland is playing? No, that's tomorrow, right? Against Morocco? I've been watching almost every match. I'm a big fan of the World Cup. Pretty sure Netherlands versus Morocco is like at 3 at night on a Monday. Technically Tuesday for me. What was on the other hand again? Oh, there's a chest there too. But I don't remember if there's anything worthwhile in there. I'm afraid if I jump down I cannot get back up. I know you can by targeting this thing. Wait, well, I'm just gonna try it. Oh wait! I'm an idiot. There's one right there. Turkey is out. Yeah, it's a shame. We have a lot of Turkish people in the Netherlands, so I feel bad for them. Because normally, previous years, the Turkish have been really, really good. I think they deserve better. But it is what it is. We've had those types of years ourselves, where the team is just not that great. I believe Phantom Hourglass was the last time we saw Pole's voice. Oh, that could be possible. Wait, wasn't A Link Between Worlds later? That one had Pole's voice as well, I believe. Or maybe they didn't. There's something there. Oh, that's for the Scarecrow song. So I guess there's nothing interesting there. I had to stop lurking because I don't know why. I thought you were in Canada? Oh, no. I am in the Netherlands. But I do like Canada. Canadians are like our brothers. Got him. Oh, there's another one. Nederland. I'm actually working on a video right now about the remake. Because there's one part of the remake that I really want to see more of. And I'm doubting if I should tell that now, because then what's the point of making the video? It's about the Sacred Realm. Let's just put it that way. I think we should see more of the Sacred Realm. I don't remember if one of these is fake and all the others are real, but the way I did it back in the day was like I agitate one of them, I think that one in the back, and I just let it step on the switch for me. But maybe that's actually the intended way. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, okay. I guess that is the intended way. If we're also gonna get Majora's Mask, any wants and wishes for that as well. I don't even know if I want a Majora's Mask remake, but I mean, if it's like a separate team doing it, I guess. But I do know that Aonuma really hates Majora's Mask. Or at least like the development of it was like hell for him. And he's still kind of ashamed of it to some degree, I guess. It's like, it's really weird. But, you know, maybe it could work. It does make sense to do it, because it's a bit weird to have Ocarina of Time remake, but not Majora's Mask, because they're kind of like two peas in a pod in some ways. But then where do you stop? Are we also gonna remake, like, Wind Waker after that and Twilight Princess? I guess not. Those still hold up pretty well. Maybe Twilight Princess a little less so than Wind Waker because of the art style, but... A Zelda 2 remake? Huh, yeah. I doubt they're gonna go there, though. Like, that game is so archaic, the lore is archaic, everything about it is, like... I don't think they want to retread those grounds again. We need DS Zelda remakes. Those graphics aged horribly. I fully agree with you, yeah. And with normal controls. Because they're actually great games, the controls hold it back for me. And the graphics, to some extent, as well. That's why I almost never do videos about those games in general, and when I do have to use footage, I always dread having to use videos for that, or footage of that, because it's so hard to get some decent quality footage of those two games. Like even when you use like an upscaler or whatever, or a port, it still looks pretty ugly. Everything is so angular. Uh-oh. Okay. Got it. Didn't even break a sweat. I can at least see a sensible stopgap for Resident Evil. Oh yeah, everything beyond 4 is not really necessary. You say 6? I would say even 5 is a little redundant to remake that one. Especially since it was such a divisive game. Especially in the current age, I don't know if they want to go with that again. I'm talking about mostly the co-op stuff, not the political stuff, obviously. I just remember a lot of people being... it was such a co-op focused game, right? That was 4, or 5, right? The one in Africa. How does it go again? There's gonna be a switch there, so then I have to get the hook shot ready, or else it's gonna take an age. There we go. I ignored 5 and 6. Yeah, me too. Too action focused. Rumors say Resident Evil 0 remake. Oh yeah, yeah, that one could definitely work in co-op. I don't remember anything about 0. I did play it at the time, but there's so little of that game that's still stuck in my memory. I forgot practically everything about that game. I just remembered something with a train and leeches. I am happy that they're doing Code Veronica though, because I never played that game. And from what I heard, the original was kind of like okay. It had its moments, but it wasn't like a great game. Metroid remakes like Zero Mission, Samus Returns, all peak. A super remake, yeah. I guess for most, like everything past PS3, Wii era, I think remasters will suffice. Yeah, got it. Okay. Cool. See ya, Mondo Maker. Thanks for dropping by. Or Mondo Makar. Don't even get started with that. What? Where did they go? Look how high up they went, the other two. I don't know what happened there. Code V is a similar case, but I didn't finish it, so I can't speak confidently on that. I didn't even really know it existed back in the day. I don't know why. Must have missed it somehow. I wasn't really a PlayStation kid in general. I only played PlayStation when I was visiting other people who had a PlayStation. So the first Silent Hill games, I all played those at my cousin's house because he did have a PlayStation 1. But I never owned a... I only had a PlayStation 2 for a while. But that was like years after. Like I bought one secondhand just for... so I could play Silent Hill Origins. Oh, it wasn't PS at first? Oh, maybe that's why we missed it. Cerulean says, I wonder when we'll see a new Zelda game for Switch 2. I would say probably 2 years from now, maybe 3 years at best. If the remake actually does launch this year, then I think either next year or early the year after that, like, they're gonna announce something. Because they do seem to have a little bit of a new strategy where they wait with the announcement until the game is already pretty far, which I'm very thankful for, because the wait for Tears of the Kingdom was so long. Like I think it would have been better if they announced that game a little bit later. It's a bit of an unfortunate trend where games get announced and then you have to wait like 4 or 5 years for them to come out. Same with TV and stuff, like series, where it just takes way too long. Just don't announce it until you're at least halfway through the project or something. Like, what was the point of announcing Elder Scrolls 6? There was no reason to do that. They just did it because they wanted to. They chose to have that little hype moment, get everyone talking, and now everyone's laughing at them. Top 5 best fights in all Zelda games. In all of them? Including the 2D ones? Eh. I guess when it comes down to the 3D ones, I would say Dark Link is up there. The Ganondorf fight from Twilight Princess. Demise from Skyward Sword. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know, I'm drawing a blank. There's plenty of good fights. I like the boss from the City in the Sky a lot. The dragon. Just for the sake of spectacle. Star Lord. Well, there's a lot of Twilight Princess stuff in there. Twilight Princess just had so many great fights, great bosses in general. Alright. Time to kick some witches' ass. I do hope they keep the comedic stuff in here too, because they're like the ending to this fight where they start arguing while they have a little halo above their head. That's so funny. I do hope they keep that. Like, don't make it too serious. Keep the darker elements, also keep the more goofy elements, because that's what Zelda has always been. Zelda has never been like 100... Even Twilight Princess has its goofy moments, and... the series should never lose that. I don't think it will, but you never know. I just know I'm not gonna like the voice acting. I don't know. I'll judge it when I hear it. I do hope it's only partially voice acted, so only during cutscenes, and the actual in-game dialogue is just text. I think that just fits Zelda better. I don't necessarily need every NPC to have a voice. Because when you look at like games like Skyrim and stuff, where every single NPC is voiced, you're gonna get a lot of the same voice actor, or some voice actors are gonna be a lot worse than others. Stay here. There we go. Breath of the Wild was the first ever Zelda game with full-blown voice acting, right? Aside from the CDI games. And BS Zelda also had voice acting. Although that was done like sort of live. Oh. I'm actually planning to do a video about that too. I already have a lot of preparations done. Oh god, I'm doing it again. Like for BS Zelda, I think there's a really cool story to be told there, because that game... well, there's two games. The Ancient Tablets, Ancient Stone Tablets and the original BS Zelda. But the way people managed to salvage that game and save it from just disappearing forever is really freaking cool. It's really awesome. I interviewed one of the people who helped to restore that game and make it playable for us nowadays. One of the developers, like his team, did all that work. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. The interview itself is not gonna be in the video because he prefers to just, you know, he doesn't want his voice in someone else's video. I guess he's a bit shy about it, which is totally fine. But he did give me a lot of information about how, like, what went into the process. Gotta do that jump attack there. Wonder if they're gonna keep that sound effect in. the suggestive sounds. Or the innuendos, the mature innuendos in general. I wonder if they're gonna keep those in. Oh no! Oh, I screwed up. Which game am I referencing? I guess I was talking about BS Zelda. That's probably what you... What have I done? Yeah, I hit the jump attack a little bit too early. Man, she's being very lenient with her RNG. Always just 3 of the same in a row. There we go. Do you think the remake will... Ah. Yeah, we'll see. You do have to wonder how clothed the Great Fairies will be. Yeah. Although for Twilight Princess they went pretty far too. She's basically topless and just has some of her hair hanging over the parts that should be censored. I know, it's still a Japanese game. They're not as prudish as Western companies are. So maybe some of it will... I mean, Gerudo Link from Breath of the Wild was also already quite suggestive. I still remember how much I laughed about that whole part where you hear that music coming up and like these slow zoom-ins of Link's body while he's wearing that that outfit. I thought that was so brilliant at the time. I'm happy I played the game off stream. Well, I wasn't a YouTuber back then, so I couldn't even if I wanted to, I couldn't have, but... The Chamber of Sages. This is one part of the game where I feel like they could really add something big to the remake. About the whole Sacred Realm, the Temple of Light. all that stuff that happened, like how Ganondorf stole the Triforce. I think they could do more with that. Hey, Shieling Zelda. Delighted to see that the stream is still on. Yeah. We just beat the Spirit Temple. Temple of Light dungeon, baby. Yeah. I think that if they do put in a dungeon, like a light dungeon, it should be at the end. A lot of people are saying it should be in the beginning. Like it should be the first adult dungeon or something like that. I think Nintendo Black Crisis just released a video, and he also opts for that idea that when Link wakes up, he wakes up in the Chamber of Sages, but Rauru is not there, and you have to make your way through the Temple of Light. But I think it would make more sense to do it as the final dungeon before Ganon's castle, of the normal dungeons, the final normal dungeon. Because the light medallion in the original game was supposed to be the equivalent of the light arrow, but that was like cut from the whole game. The fact that the medallions had these powers that you could use, I think they could introduce that here, which means that the light dungeon would be the second to last dungeon after the Spirit Temple. Or it's an optional dungeon. Yeah, that could be an option too. But I always found it a little bit weird how Zelda just gives Link the light arrows out of nowhere. Kind of like almost like, I've had this with me this whole time, and I'm just gonna give them to you now. I know she did that in Twilight Princess, but there was a little bit more of a setup there. Here it was just so random, like, oh, here's the final item that you need to beat Ganondorf, whatever. I think it would be cool if you actually had to do something to get the light arrows. Or the light medallion, which can be used as light arrows. The Spirit Temple is my favorite. I would like a Temple of Light. Having that be the final dungeon would be brilliant, going from the light straight to Ganon's tower. Yeah, yeah. Plus, I just want to see the Sacred Realm. Like, it's such an important part of this story. They're always talking about the Sacred Realm, the Triforce is in the Sacred Realm, the Temple of Light, the last stronghold inside the Sacred Realm, and Ganondorf invades the Sacred Realm, turns it into an evil place and corrupts it and all that stuff. And we never actually set foot in it except the Chamber of Sages. And only in cutscenes. I want to see a Sacred Realm like the one we see in the Link to the Past artwork, which I actually animated for my video. I guess I can give you a quick sneak peek of that. Hold on. Before we continue. Let me check. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there we go. I actually made 2 animations for it. So consider this a sneak peek for an upcoming video. Like, this is the artwork from A Link to the Past that I... oh wait, that's the second animation. Gotta play the first one. Like this one, I animated it from the... I did have to do some polishing. Because in the original you have the... Like, I actually made like a 3D projection out of it. With the light beams, so I had to remove all the light beams and stuff. Very annoying. But yeah, and I also made a 3D rendition of it. It's a little cartoony. This is not really probably not really going to be the art style of the game, but I do think it captures that like paradise / like it's just the artwork, but like in a 3D, I guess, interpretation. But yeah, in the artwork, it's like these floating islands and stuff. And there's like a planet above it for some reason. Like a pink planet. Like, this is clearly supposed to be a planet. but why is it there? Like, where is the Sacred Realm even? Like, relative to Hyrule, is it just straight up a pocket dimension? Is it like the Twilight Realm? Because then I would definitely say let's just have small gameplay sections in the Sacred Realm. Because if you look at the lore in later games, it becomes a little bit muddy what the Sacred Realm actually is, because I believe in Twilight Princess, or at least the Japanese version of Twilight Princess, they say that Hyrule itself is the Sacred Realm. In Link Between Worlds, the Sacred Realm doesn't look anything like it was described in A Link to the Past. Like, the skies are blue, whereas one of the key defining feature of the Sacred Realm in the A Link to the Past lore was the fact that the skies were like golden light instead of blue. So I'm not even sure if it's supposed to be the Sacred Realm in the part that we see in A Link to the, or in A Link Between Worlds. So yeah, what's up with that? Oh, we have to go to the Temple of Time, don't we? Or is that the moon? The one from Majora's Mask? Or the Blood Moon? Oh, thank you, Weiss. It's the script that I'm struggling with the most, especially during the heat wave. The script has been the part that I have the most, I struggle the most with, because I also don't want to go fully into the Sacred Realm lore, because it's just such a muddy topic at this point. Because in A Link Between, no, not A Link Between Worlds, in A Link Between, Jesus, A Link to the Past and this game, it is clearly meant to be a pocket dimension or some sort of alternate dimension. Oh, hold on for a moment. We got ice how. Let me quickly. I need my mods, my streaming mods back. My streaming mod. There we go. There we go. And he's gone. You have been arrested, like you asked. I cannot block users from my actual streaming program, so I have to go into my actual stream on YouTube. It's very inconvenient. I used to have people for that, but my streaming schedule is so infrequent and so random that nobody wants to do the mod thing anymore. Which controller am I using? A very cheap USB controller that I still had laying around. I do sometimes use my Switch controller for Steam games, but yeah, I currently don't have a good USB controller. Screw bots, yeah, for sure. Oh, there we go. We're talking about the Sacred Realm right now. But yeah, what I was saying is that the Sacred Realm is clearly supposed to be some sort of pocket dimension or alternate dimension, some parallel universe type of thing. Ah, another one. Great. What is up with this? Is this really the best you can do? I wonder if they are bots or something else, I don't know. But yeah. Alternate dimension thingy, so let us explore it, just like we did the Twilight Realm. Because in Twilight Princess, the whole game you keep hearing about the Twilight Realm, that's what the black fog and the monsters are coming from. And then we actually get to go there right before the end game. That was so amazing, in terms of pacing too. No, I don't hate Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not a huge fan of the... I'm not a huge fan of the story still. I think it's just not for me. but the gameplay and everything else is pretty damn cool. I'll just leave the stream running on my side window because they keep coming back. Really sad. But yeah, I think Tears of the Kingdom is very enjoyable. It just doesn't have the story that I personally wanted to see from it. But you know, that should be fine. Oh yeah, my 200k subscriber special. Yeah, I totally forgot about it. Totally forgot about it. I also had some personal stuff that just got in the way. Christ almighty, yeah, there they go again. How is YouTube not able to do anything about this? Like they can give us ads within ads and all that other shit, but they cannot deal with bots. They cannot just get rid of these accounts. Hungry Waffle says, I agree with how Zeltic described Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, I pretty much feel the same way. Yeah. I don't think it's the same spammer. I think it's just a bot farm or something. I don't know. I don't know the interwebs. But yeah, I will still do my 200k subscriber thingy with the Q&A and stuff. This is getting as ridiculous as Roblox bots. I've never played Roblox, so I wouldn't know. Well, if it's a rage baited, they're doing a pretty terrible job. It is Zeldor. But yeah, it's a little bit personal, but I guess I can at least call to it because it has affected my upload schedule a little bit too. But I recently found out, or we, all of us together, my family, we recently found out that my mother has blood cancer, which is not very great. As you can imagine, it's pretty tough on all of us. But it's just something I have to deal with. Or we have to deal with. Of course, if my mom is the one who has to go through all of it. But yeah, the treatment starts in less than a week. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, thank you. I'm not saying that to like sympathy bait or anything like that, but I do think it's at least relevant to, because it, like I said, it has affected my upload schedule a little bit. You do get reminded of mortality again, which is something I normally try to push away because, yeah. I mean, we're still positive because she does have options still, and they caught it in a very early stage. It's a very tough disease to fight, but if you catch it early, they can at least make sure that you can still live up to like 10 to 15 years. And they, thank God, they caught it very, very early, in an early stage. Oh yeah, thanks everyone for letting me know. I don't know, it's like I said, just one more thing that life throws at you that you just have to deal with. Oh, that's terrible, Hungry Waffle. I was kind of doubting whether I should mention it, but I'm not going to do it in a post or anything, in like a community post, because I don't know. It's not like the whole world needs to know about it at the same time, or I don't want to come off as trying to sympathy bait or whatever. But it has been on my mind a little. Plus the heat wave, plus other stuff getting in the way, and yeah. I cannot wait for the day that we finally have it all down, you know? Just like with vaccines and stuff, that we just have something like little nanobots that you can just shoot into your body, and it can just... These little robots can just eradicate every single disease known to man. That would be so cool. Finally, a world without that nonsense. I think we've already done a pretty good job at eradicating a lot of it. A lot of stuff that used to kill us doesn't kill us anymore now, but we're not there yet. But once we reach that point, that would be very, very, very nice. Zelda got turned into a diamond. Yeah, maybe you can fetch a pretty high price for her. But yeah, this whole part where she gives you the light arrows and stuff, I think they could do more with it. I feel like there's... The whole thing with the Sacred Realm is the one part of the game where I feel like you can see the little empty spaces where the cut content... obviously, I'm not complaining about the game's length in general, because Ocarina of Time has never been a game that's known for being super short or anything. It's a very big game, especially for the time. But story-wise, you can see that little gap where you feel like there could be more, and there actually was more at one point, but they cut that part out. Who would buy her? Ganon? Oh, Ganon has decimated the economy. Well, there's still people in Kakariko Village from Castletown. I read Vampire Romance Story where vampirism was caused by nanobots. That's a very original idea, actually. Because the vampires were Atlanteans who survived the fall of Atlantis. Well, that's one way to incorporate folklore into the... That's actually very... Because vampires are already folklore, so combining two different types of folklore, Atlantis and vampires together, it's pretty ingenious. AI is gonna replace God. Well, I don't think we're there yet. AI is fine. I think for as a tool, AI is perfectly fine. I think, like with every other issue, there's always going to be that... like, there's always going to be two sides who overreact to everything. You know what I mean? Like, most things in life are nuanced, and AI can be great for as a tool. Not to replace human creativity, but as a tool, it's fine. I actually used a little bit of AI, for example, with this animation, like this rock. I just said, I just took the original artwork and I told AI, like, can you just cut this part out and like put it, or like make everything else green except the rock in the front, saves me an hour of just painstakingly having to draw a line around all these little rocks, and just, oh, it's so tedious and it's so boring. And you just do it in in a minute with AI. It's not something that replaces me, because I'm still in control of what I do, and I still make everything that you see, everything that moves, and everything like the depth, the camera setup. It's all me. It's all me, and obviously the artist who did the original artwork. But in an example like that, AI is fine, because that's just a boring thing that nobody wants to do. But when you actually start using it for just telling AI, hey, can you just take the whole artwork, feed it into an AI and say, can you animate this? Then I'm like, well, then you're just letting a computer do what you should be able to do creatively, you know? So, yeah, as a tool, it's fine. It can make so many redundant tasks manageable, especially when you're in a time crunch. As a YouTuber, I'm a one-man army. I have to do everything myself. The voiceover, the script, the artwork, the animations. I already go a step beyond what many other YouTubers do when it comes to, like, I don't have to do an animation of the Sacred Realm. I could just show the artwork. But I want to just put in that little extra pizzazz where it shows that I put in the effort, plus I just love animating stuff. So, you know, if you use it sparingly and only for things that are boring to do, and that a computer, it's just like using a calculator, you know. Yeah, you could do it all yourself, do the calculations like from the top of your head, but why would you at this point, you know? Unless it's for educational purposes. But once you actually start doing stuff, once you actually have to do it as a job, let the computer deal with it, you know? Boring calculations is not something that you have to do. So much of what AI generates is pretty bad. Oh yeah, I fully agree. Like I said, I could have taken the original A Link to the Past artwork of the Sacred Realm and just say, make a photorealistic version of this and animate it. But that's not my creation. Then at that point, I might as well just commission someone and help someone with a little bit of work. Oh my god, I keep pressing the wrong button. Like, actually pay someone for their efforts, you know? But if it's just cutting out something, or doing a calculation, or even as inspiration, I think it could work fine. Because sometimes you have an idea in your head and you just don't know how to realize it. And you can just use it for the sake of it. As long as you still create the end product, it's fine to just use it as a inspirational tool, you know? When it really starts to bother me is when people, like big companies who can actually afford to give people jobs, take away those opportunities. Oh god. I'm gonna try to light the ceiling here by using a normal arrow instead of the fire arrow. I know it can be done, but you have to be like very precise. I have to be further back even more. This is how I did it as a kid on my first try. Oh god, come on. I know I did it this way. Might as well have some fun, right? There we go. But yeah, when big companies who can actually afford to give people, to just pay people, are going to be using AI, that's when I'm like, alright. That's... Oh god, I chose the wrong one. That's just really sad, you know? When a company like, I don't know, Coca-Cola or whatever, makes a whole commercial in AI. It's just like, just pay some actors like you always used to do it back in the day. I'm not a big fan of Coca-Cola or anything like that, but I do think their old commercials were very creative. course. I only got 7 arrows left. Yeah, I'm also very happy that Nintendo hates generative AI. Very, very happy. AI is like magic. I still can't believe it's real. Until you live right next to a data, like a data center, that's when it suddenly becomes very real for you. As they suck up all your energy. I think they're playing with the idea of putting data centers in space instead of right next to towns and cities and stuff. That would be way better. Let's just get the fire temple version out of the way. I think I can... Oh no, do I need the golden gauntlets for that? Because you do have to lift up that giant rock. Yeah, I think I have to do the shadow temple first. Shadow version. Art is a form of communication. If the whole process gets replaced, then nothing is being communicated anymore and nothing really to think about. Yeah, exactly. Like again, if AI is being used as a tool, then you're, you know, that's the same thing that people had when things like Photoshop first started getting made or getting invented. That a lot of artists were like, this is not real art. Like the painters and the people who draw by hand had a big problem with it, but people eventually adopt. There we go. People usually adopt it, and now those people are making digital art. But AI is a little bit of a step further than that, because it can actually replace human creativity to a degree. Like Photoshop, you still have to put something on canvas yourself, you know? Oh god. Oh. I think there's an invisible thingy here, right? From what I remember. Yeah. Oh, why am I wearing the hover boots? It makes it so much more difficult. Where's my chest? Oh, is that the other switch? I guess it is. Alright, screw it. There we go. Oh, I'm so gonna fall down here. I'm just gonna try it. Oh, there we go. Alright, time to take off these damn boots. They make me nervous. AI art is just slop. Yeah, because you can crank it out so fast too, you know? A lot of AI hype mentality comes from a weird nihilism of not understanding the joy of doing things. That is definitely true, yeah. I mean, I'm sure everyone has their own motivations. For some people it's money, for some other people it's just, you know, they can't actually create stuff, so they let something else do it and they still feel accomplished somehow, I guess. Other people just want to see the world burn, I guess. Oh, I never got the ice arrows, I just realized. Oh, of course, I just skipped over the Gerudo training ground just now. For a moment there, I thought the ice cavern had the ice arrows, which would make sense. But that was the original plan, but they switched it out for the iron boots. Hyrule is a funny country. The inhabitants are humans, ninjas, rock people, fish people, birds, bird people, and women. That last one made me chuckle. I am happy that Nintendo didn't go for the typical dwarves, elves, and all that stuff, and they actually created their own thing. Oh wait, now I can do the Fire Temple one, which, oh god, I hate that one so much. Because one mistake and you have to start all over again. Doesn't the AI company own the creation you create? Am I mistaken? Who the hell knows at this point? I mean, AI has to have reference material, so they just scraped the entire internet, took everyone's hard work, and they're using it for their models, and there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do to stop that. Because no one owns the internet, so yeah. How are you gonna prove that they specifically used your artwork as reference material? We're screwed. We're just all screwed. If the Sacred Realm will appear in the Ocarina of Time remake, do you think that the Sacred Realm has its own kind of people or species? I don't know. I don't know if there's supposed to be anyone living in the Sacred Realm. I would assume not, except maybe the sages, or Rauru specifically. But I don't think there should be people there, because that's also where the Triforce is, right? So would be kind of messed up if there were actually people living there, because they could just take the Triforce. I think the whole idea was that it was just some sort of empty pocket dimension kind of deal, and then Rauru took the Triforce after the events of the whole interloper stuff, and then he took the Triforce, put it in this pocket dimension kind of thing, and sealed the gates, and that was it. From that point on, the Triforce wouldn't be rediscovered until Ocarina of Time. Like, obviously there were still legends about it, but you couldn't access it anymore because it was hidden behind the Door of Time in the Temple of Time. Oh god, I forgot one. Oh, the one. No, not that one. Oh, one mistake, and I have to start all over. Oh. Alright. I don't want to take off the boots here, because it does make sure that this platform doesn't go down. If you're wearing normal boots, this whole walkway, this whole pier or dock kind of thing will sink into the lava. Okay. There we go. In this, they described Ganondorf as invading the Sacred Realm. Can you invade a place with no life forms? Well, they kind of retconned that story a little bit, because in A Link to the Past, the door to the Sacred Realm was discovered by a whole group of people, like a group of thieves, of which Ganondorf was one of them. And then they went into the Sacred Realm, which the entrance they discovered by accident, at least according to the manual. And then they all went in together, and they just started slaughtering each other. And eventually Ganondorf came out on top, and I think it even says in the manuals, like, he held up the Triforce with blood-stained hands. But I guess that was a little too hardcore for them. Because from the way it reads, the whole backstory of A Link to the Past, they are supposed to be the events of Ocarina of Time. But in Ocarina of Time, only Ganondorf, as far as we know, goes into the Sacred Realm, not a whole group of thieves. I don't think any of the Gerudo actually came with him. But yeah, it's they retconned quite a few stuff, quite a few things, I should say, between those two games. Because obviously, the seven sages were just all guys, all old guys, and later they changed the word seven wise men into seven sages. And well, there's a bunch of stuff that they changed. Oh God. Oh, I hate these freaking stalagmites. There we go. Given all the lore to A Link to the Past, crazy to think that a teenage apple farmer defeated a giant pig demon with the full Triforce. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Like, he never actually got the full Triforce in Ocarina of Time. But that was probably before the whole timeline split thing became a canon addition. So, yeah. Oh no, I gotta give up my ferry? But you know, the lore to A Link to the Past was written such a long time ago, and I think most of it was written by Tezuka. So it's not even the same. It's not even the same, because I think he stopped working on Zelda projects after A Link to the Past. Tezuka. I think he became more focused on Mario. Wait, I gotta get the blue fire. It's the same with Zelda 2's lore. Also, doesn't really mesh very well with the rest of the story, the rest of the lore. But you know, there's always going to be stuff that's retconned later on. Like the whole backstory of the Master Sword changed as well, which, you know, I'm fine with. Hungry Waffle says, this totally won't happen, but if there... Wait, I'm on a time limit, I forgot. If there was a wind and ice temple added to Ocarina of Time, that would be 2 new sages. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if they would do that, like you said, because, yeah, first of all, they would have to invent 2 new sages, but the forest temple was supposed to be the wind temple. And the water temple was supposed to, so they replaced each other. The only one that makes sense to add is the light temple, because the light medallion, you just get it for free for some reason. They could easily make that the reward for the last dungeon that you have to do for Rauru. Like maybe Rauru gets kidnapped or something, or gets attacked, or travels deeper into the Temple of Light. Something happens, I don't know. But I will obviously explain most of what I want to explain in my actual video. How about no new temple at all? That would be fine too. It's not like the game ever had a shortage of dungeons. It's still, out of all the 3D Zelda dungeons, Ocarina of Time is still on the higher end of the dungeon count. But if, just like an if scenario, if there was going to be one new dungeon in the game, it's either going to be the Temple of Light, or actually that's probably the only option they have. I guess you could say make the ice cavern bigger, or the bottom of the well bigger, but that's not really a new dungeon then. It's just upgrading a mini dungeon to a regular dungeon. How did this go again? Yeah, there was one up here. Just hope that they will finally tell us what happened to Jabu Jabu. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Speaking of Jabu Jabu, I wonder what that dungeon is gonna look like in more, I guess, photorealistic graphics. Because that place was already pretty gross. Wait, was there something I could do here? I totally forgot about this part of the dungeon. I think I just grabbed... I used to always grab this one with the hover boots. Oh, I have to use the hover boots again. Yeah. Honestly, I'm most excited about the Shadow Temple. Yeah, I'm also... it's also up there for me. It's one of my favorite dungeons. In terms of atmosphere. Okay, this one I think I can just do without the hover boots. Just jump in, grab it. I like the darker elements. Yeah, me too. I think every story that has darker elements, usually it benefits that story, even if the story is supposed to be a little bit more child-oriented. Like the Lord of the Rings had really dark elements, but it was not like a horror series or anything, but it just had like some darker stuff in there. Same with Harry Potter. I only started to like the movies more and more as they grew darker. Yeah! Now to get down safely. Can I make this without the hover boots? I think I can, yeah, of course. Alright. Oh, I don't have magic. Which I don't know because my magic meter is turned off in the HUD. God, this game is everything. It sure is. Out of all the games I would have loved to see a remake of, this one was up there. Especially since it's old enough for many people to want a remake. I don't think it would work with that well for Twilight Princess, for example. Your boy Link says, or add more mini dungeons spread throughout the bigger, more open world. That's a possibility as well, yeah. Maybe some of those big cave systems like we saw in Twilight Princess. I'm sure they could do something with that too. I just don't hope they go overboard with it and do like a Tears of the Kingdom thing where it's like suddenly there's not like one bottom of the well, but like 12 of them. 12 smaller wells. I think I even made that example in Zeltic's video, where we all got to give our little opinion about the future of Zelda. If they're gonna add more mini dungeons, they should all be unique. What do I need? Hi says, I doubt they'll do an open world. Like open world checklist thing. Yeah, I doubt that too. I don't think they're gonna go full open world. Which is probably for the best. They'll probably just make Hyrule Field a little bit bigger. Oh, I knew it. I knew I... I know all these chests are useless, but some part of my brain still says, no, you gotta open all of them. See, arrows. At least I got something out of it. Yeah, I knew it. But yeah, Hyrule Field for sure, they're gonna make that a lot bigger. Less barren. More stuff to do. Oh yeah, the pea hats. Those scared the crap out of me as a kid. I'm just gonna open all of them even though I know I'm gonna get burned. Oh yeah. Got my hearts back. Oh no, whatever shall I do? As the game is now, Hyrule Field feels more treacherous as Kid Link. Yeah, true. Because all you have to are the ghosts, right? As an adult. Like the Stel kids all stopped. Oh no, a time limit. Oh, I hate that adult Link cannot smash pots. His sword will go over it. Guess that one first. Oh, another one. Another one! Where's the last one? There we go. I see your tricks. Huh. That was a pretty clever little deception the first time I saw that. I hope they keep that in the remake. Why would Ganon add a room that can only be accessed by a song he doesn't know? That's a good question. Then again, Ganon's castles have never made much sense architecturally, and it's like the castle from Castlevania. You're like, does Dracula really need such a big place to live? Do you think the movie will have a scene where Link shows Zelda his Master Sword? Might be. Gerudos are terrible architects. Yes, they are. Well, Gerudo Town in Breath of the Wild looks pretty damn. It's probably one of my favorite towns in the whole series in terms of its design and stuff. Also, the Arbiter's grounds were pretty damn awesome. Although that was kind of like a mix between Hylian and Gerudo architecture. Because it's got like the Roman influence of the Hylians, but it also has the more tomb-like Egyptian style that the Gerudo are famous for. Oh, just get lost. Just die. Damn keys. Gerudo men are terrible architects. Yeah. The one that gets born every 100 years or used to. Actually, in Tears of the Kingdom, if Ganondorf truly died at the end of that game, does that mean that there's finally going to be a new Gerudo born 100 years from then? And is that gonna cause trouble again? Restart the whole cycle? Yeah, we're almost there. I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole boss fight though, because I am getting quite tired and I still have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. Gotta finish up my script so I can finally start the voiceover. Because I already did all the animation stuff. So that's my favorite part. Along with the editing. Oh, we traded. We traded hits. I mean, isn't Tears of the Kingdom Ganondorf a different Ganondorf? Well, it already happened once before in Four Swords as well. A new Ganondorf was born. After the old one from Ocarina of Time, there was a new Ganondorf in Four Swords, at least according to the official timeline, which, you know. But, so that kind of leads me to believe that every time a male Gerudo is born, it goes wrong. Ow! I shouldn't have woken them both up. That was not smart. And I gave up my fairy, so... I was just autopiloting. Imagine if they could hit each other. Ow! And here I was making fun of the fact that you actually have to try to get hit by these guys. I never wake them up both up at the same time. Normally I always do one at a time. That was really stupid. Ah. I guess that's what you get for mouthing off. Thank you, your boy Link. They should stop naming their one male every 100 years Ganondorf. Seems like a bad habit. Yeah, it's like they're kind of jinxing themselves, aren't they? I'm just gonna try to beat both of them without getting hit, because one hit and I'm dead again. So I have to make sure to only wake up one of them this time. Which one do we go first? You. Get over here. Man, it's like Dark Souls. It's so difficult. Oh, wait, I shouldn't do that. Because if I fail, I'm gonna look like a doofus again. Is there a defense boost upgrade for your hearts? Yeah. I was just too lazy to get it. This is not really 100% playthrough or completion run. I'm also not doing the Skulltula as I didn't do the ice arrows. I might die on Ganondorf though, if I don't have full hearts and no heart protection thingy, because I suck at doing the tennis thingy, the energy tennis. I'm terrible at it. I don't know why. Although it is considerably easier than with Phantom Ganon. Phantom Ganon's energy tennis is way harder for some reason. Like, look at this. I'm just trying to hit this fuck. Ugh! Gotta stay calm. Combat would definitely benefit from some upgrades, I agree. It would be cool if you could enter and explore Hyrule Castle in the remake. Yeah, maybe see the king. Actually see him in person. That is something they could do. Although he does die, so maybe shouldn't get too attached to him. Dead man's volley. Yeah. I love how much of a cliche villain Ganondorf is in this game. Like, he's doing all the things. The menacing laugh, playing the organ for some reason. Has he just been in this tower playing the organ the whole time? Try deflecting Ganondorf's energy balls with an empty bottle. Oh, you want to make me even more prone to failure. Like, Ganondorf is just, he's just such a classic villain in this, like, cliche villain in this game. I love it. He's the ultimate evil mustache twirling bad guy ever. They made him a bit more of a character in starting with the Wind Waker. And I guess Twilight Princess didn't do much with him at all. I liked him in the Age of Imprisonment. Greatest aura Ganon, yeah. Phantom Ganon's is way more irregular because he floats around. Fires at close range. Yeah, I also feel like his energy beams are way faster. Like way quicker. Especially like after you've gone back and forth a couple of times, it really starts to speed up. And with this one, I don't feel that as much. But fine, I will try to do it with the bottle. I've never done this, so... Oh, I forgot the light arrows to equip them. Damn. Is this just gonna go on forever? What is going on? Does it just not work? Do I have to get closer so he gets, like, off his rhythm? Oh, I got him! Jesus, that is the longest game of volley I've ever played. Oh, no, I don't need that. Mooah! Wait, where did the sound go? What happened? Did you see that? The sound went away for a moment there. Feel the power of the master bottle. Why does the energy ball look different this time? It's not round like it was before. Oh my god. Give it up, you old man. There we go. Why does it take so much longer? Some of the sound effects are missing. They're acting... Here, there it goes again. His voice is gone. What is going on? Man, without his little grunts in between, it's a little... It starts happening whenever I hit him. Because he's supposed to do like, ho! Oh god. Oh, I was just 1 second too late. I'm almost dead. Wait, why did he do that? What is happening? And why doesn't he do the other attack? The one where you can just immediately shoot him with the arrow. Oh my god! That actually scared me. I didn't see that coming. Actually, we're gonna pick this up then next time because damn. How long do you have to keep that up before you find, like with the bottle, it takes so much longer. Oh, all right. Well, I gave it the old college try. Next time I'll try the bottle again. When you're on the sides instead of the corner, you're just barely in the range of a super... Yeah, I know, but I thought he only did the super punch if you were like right below him on that little central platform, but I guess not. I thought standing a little bit closer to him evens out the odds, at least when it comes to the amount of times you have to play tennis. But I guess that doesn't matter because it's AI, obviously. Like the anime AI doesn't care if it's closer or further away. Yeah, I guess I just got just close enough to the edge. I also don't remember the energy ball does that much damage. Because usually you obviously get the double damage or double defense before the fight. And I don't use the bottle normally. I'm already not great at the whole energy tennis dead man's volley thingy. But with the bottle it's even harder because it just keeps going forever. Yeah, it was a fun stream for sure. We'll pick it up for next time because at least then I have one more Ocarina of Time stream that I can do before we move on to something else. And maybe we'll get the ice arrows too as like a little bonus or something. Because I do like the Gerudo training ground. It's like a little mini dungeon. So yeah. But everyone, thank you so much for showing up. As always. And I will see you all next time. The bottle has a huge margin of error compared to the sword, so it's easier actually. Oh, okay. Yeah, that I did notice that you don't have to be as precise. Because the swing is pretty big. But it just seems to take way longer before he actually... Like, he hits it back way longer. And that's my big problem. That's my shortcoming. My attention span just cannot handle that. Because I think I looked away for 1 second at chat. And that's when I got hit the last time when I died. Yeah, see you, your boy Link. And Weiss Mochi. Shilling Zelda. Where's Waffle? Hungry Waffle. TM, thank you all so much for showing up. And the next stream will be whenever. First I'm gonna finish up this next video, and then we'll see. But yeah, See you, everyone. Bye bye.